get a picture of Julia Roberts in a thong, we can certainly get a picture of this weirdo.
I mean, we always end on J-Lo's ass, yep.
Hello, you're fired.
Your family changed their name to Latrine?
What was it before?
Used to be shithouse.
It's a good change.
It's a good change.
Man.
Anybody care about what I want?
I do.
Shut up. Get out.
You got something more important to be doing?
Do you love me?
No.
What the fuck is this?
Don't get me started again, Dildo.
Were you followed?
No, I don't think so.
Happy birthday!
Watch out, man!
Scooby-Doo this crap. Fuck you! You serious?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Too Critical Podcast. We have two very special guests with us. We have Josh from For Nerds by Nerds, and we also have Phil Taylor, the one true Nerd King. And we're going to be talking about the newest Spider-Man movie. And we're going to get some first reactions, some expectations, and what have you, and maybe go into a little bit of the history. These two gentlemen know a lot more about comics than Rob and I do, and I have outgrown my underoos a long time ago. So we needed to bring in some heavy hitters. So welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Hey,
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, how are you?
Super pumped to be here, dude.
Yep,
Every single time.
Yep.
So obviously we have all seen the trailers, but the new trailer. I didn't really expect us to see any other Spider-Man in it. I thought this was kind of how it was going to go. I think, especially with this movie, they could do no marketing and it wouldn't matter. Everyone wants to see
it's
this.
McDonald's and Coke.
The hype for this movie, it feels like Avengers. Like this feels like bigger than Endgame. So, I'm pumped for it. Expectations are super high. I'm sure you guys have already seen things like there's a clip where like Lizard is jumping out and you can clearly see in the trailer, he's punched in the fucking face. Yeah. His face goes flying sideways. They CGI'd one of the other Spider-Man out of it. And I don't think that's a spoiler. I mean, it was obvious. I saw it at first glance and went, why did his fucking head turn?
It's like what they did with Endgame, right? They took them out of the time travel shots.
Yep. So the other thing is there was one of the scenes where when Zendaya is about to fall off the bridge, and I didn't see this in real time, but I saw someone posted on Twitter that whoever did the editing for the trailer missed a spot, and you can see a fucking Spider-Man arm next to Tom Holland. Mm-hmm. And it's the arm in the glove with the blue sleeve, and it's only for a millisecond. But when they were editing it out, they missed a second of it. And if you slow it down, you can see the Spider-Man suit right there. Again, nothing big, not really revealing anything, but we know that they're editing these trailers. So I want to get your guys' opinion on the movie, how excited you are. The number one thing I have to say, and I've been saying this to Tom since the first trailer, that ain't fucking Doctor Strange. And if it is Doctor Strange, it's a different fucking Doctor Strange. That is not the Doctor Stephen Strange that we have known in this MCU. He fucking talks differently. He moves differently. He acts differently. I don't want to go down the Mephisto road, but it might be a different Doctor Strange from a different multiverse. That isn't our fucking guy. I'll digress and drink my beer and let you guys talk.
All right. I'm super pumped for this movie. I still think that they've done a phenomenal job, kind of like we were talking about before we started recording here with Ghostbusters. I think that there's so much that they still haven't shown.
Right.
Because you only see clips from about like 4 different scenes. There's like the highway scene. There's the stuff at the Sanctum.
I'm going to interrupt you for 1 second. I remember when Avengers Endgame came out, people were bitching, saying they're showing us the whole movie. And I read somewhere, and this turned out to be true, 90% of the trailer was from the first 15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
And we were all like, we're seeing the whole movie. No, we're not seeing shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I think you're 100% right. We're seeing what Kevin Feige is allowing us to see.
Yeah, this movie, I think the runtime's 2 hours and 38 minutes. So there's definitely a lot in here that we are not seeing. And
Is that how long it is?
I think so. Yeah, they said it's the longest Spider-Man movie to
Fuck. All right.
date.
All
But
right.
even with those like end scenes too, where like there's Spider-Man edited out, there's definitely multiple Spider-Man edited out. I think there's also villains edited out as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hmm.
We haven't seen Vulture yet.
That's
what
right.
is some of there was I read somewhere that there's a pretty strong indication that Kraven the Hunter is actually going to be in this. And that doesn't even include if I've heard Sandman's going to be in it. Obviously, Electro's in the trailer, Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Lizard, but we have no fucking clue. Whatever we think, we know an eighth of what we think we know.
Yeah, there's so many rumors.
If they're doing this the way I think they're doing this, which I think is the way they're doing this, I think the first group of people that are going to walk out of the theaters after seeing this, you're going to get these sidewalk reactions that you used to get when movies came out 30 years ago, where no one had an idea of what they were actually going to see on screen.
When Empire Strikes Back and they all walk out and go, "He's fucking Luke's dad."
Yeah, and you see people in line be like, "Fuck!" You know, like getting pissed. Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. 100%. This is the most like that ever.
I told Tom I think they shouldn't have released a trailer.
Yeah.
I
feel the same way.
I think Kevin Feige should have said, "No poster, no trailer. This movie's fucking insane. Go see it." I feel like everyone would want to see it even more.
We saved
after that.
We saved $200 million in marketing just for a black poster with a fucking date on it.
It literally says Spider-Man No Way Home. You don't want to fucking miss it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was
Spider-Man,
very
no way you'll
hesitant
miss this
about
movie.
watching that trailer yesterday because I didn't want it spoiled. Like I didn't want to know more. So I was glad they held back a lot of stuff because I'm like, I don't really want to see everything. But it's also one of those things where everyone fucking knows that these people are going to be in the movie and they're just doing their usual job of being like, no, they're not. No, they're not. And it's like, it's been
Garfield,
2 fucking years of people going, they're in this movie.
Right.
Andrew Garfield is doing his fucking damnedest to make sure
he's getting beaten down though. That last one I saw him, he was like, we'll see, I guess.
So for me, I'm almost more intrigued because I'm so certain that they're in it. And Tom and I have talked about this. I fucking love the Daredevil series on Netflix. I really hope Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock is here.
Yes.
And I do think he's going to appear in She-Hulk.
He is.
Yeah, I'm 99% certain of it.
He's here.
He's so good as Daredevil. I mean, he is to Daredevil what Chris Evans is to Captain America. He is perfect.
You gave it away with your posts earlier though too, and we could talk more about that. But Vincent DiForno talking about Hawkeye. You can guarantee that his appearance in Hawkeye is going to coincide at the exact same time with the release date of Spider-Man No Way Home. So that way it doesn't.
He has said he absolutely wants to see Kingpin versus Tom Holland. He said that
isn't that great though for a guy his caliber to be so invested in that, right?
They got fucking Robert Redford to do Captain America Winter Soldier.
That's true, but I mean, like Vincent D'Onofrio has been
Julia Louis-Dreyfus. You can't fucking get her to do work anymore.
He's been speaking this thing into existence. Like I love when people do that. They're like, not in all cases, like the fucking Rock saying, "Oh, I want to play James Bond," and
Jesus
now
Christ.
every 10 fucking articles is like, "Oh, the Rock throws his hat in the ring to play James Bond." But that is how things work nowadays. People say, this I would love to be in a Marvel movie. All they have to do is call, and then a few months later, you find out that that's exactly what's happening.
I will say,
Simu Liu did that with Shang-Chi,
right? Yes.
If we get a video online of The Rock screen testing for James Bond doing a British accent, it's all worth it.
I'm done.
Yeah, but I want to see that video. If he's Bond, I'll never watch it. And I like The Rock. I like The Rock.
I heard that Tom Holland's looking for it. I heard Tom Holland's actually.
Yeah. Oh, everybody's name is thrown at Henry Cavill. The kid that was in. But
isn't that one of the things that's great about
the Eternals? Rob Stark. Yeah.
But isn't that one of the things that's great about Bond though, is that he's not a Henry Cavill or The Rock. Same with Ethan Hunt with Mission Impossible, right? These aren't 6'4" bodybuilding jujitsu masters.
Right.
I think you can't have James Bond played by Henry Cavill, and I think Henry Cavill's awesome.
And that's kind of why Spider-Man, the attraction of Spider-Man, he's a young kid and he's the underdog,
and he's fucking tiny. Yeah,
Right.
he's tiny. I mean, you look at the 3 guys they've had: Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland. I mean, they were cast to look like the comic books. I mean, this isn't Thor. This isn't Chris Hemsworth. These are guys that, like, if you didn't know they had Spider-Man abilities, you'd think, like, I can kick the shit out of that guy.
They're supposed to be invisible. The Rock can't walk in a room and not be seen by every fucking person in there, or Harry Cavill. This is a secret agent.
Yes.
Secret.
He's
agent.
the worst secret agent in
You
the
gotta be the
world.
gray man. You gotta be the gray. Did anybody see Red Notice yet?
No.
Okay, in Red Notice, in Red Notice, there's a very big James Bond type scene where they go to like a masquerade ball, and The Rock has to wear a tuxedo, and it has one button on it, and that button is hanging on for dear life. He looks like a silverback gorilla in a tuxedo.
Tell him about the hairnet.
Oh yeah,
I remember that. I saw that in the preview.
Yeah, but the point is exactly that. You can't do anything to that guy and have him be inconspicuous. His fucking shoe size is conspicuous.
Show him crawling through an air duct. I want to see it.
Yeah. He has to keep diverting from the mission because he has to eat 10,000 calories.
All right, let's not sidetrack too far here with The Rock. So Spider-Man, obviously, I think we're all in agreement. We're getting multiple Spider-Man in this movie.
Yeah. This is the biggest movie to happen since Endgame, of like movies coming together, movies influencing one nexus point.
And I think Multiverse of Madness is going to be amazing off of this.
So
one thing I haven't heard. Can I ask a question to all 3 of you? And Tom, I don't know how, because we talk every single day. We've never talked about this. Is there any possibility there's another Spider-Man that isn't Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield? It could be played by
fucking Morales.
Miles Morales would be the
whether it's
whether
it's Miles Morales or even a different version of Peter Parker.
Right.
Why
Emma
are we
Stone,
so certain?
Spider-Gwen.
Yeah. Why are we so certain that there's only 3? Because I
think
heard.
there
I don't
might be
think
a
there is.
lot. I think
we could
like
see
6.
Emma Watson.
Wow.
I think Emma Watson can come back. I think we can see I think we could see Into the Spider-Verse live action shit kind of thing happening.
I did read one thing that said the thing that's going to blow people's minds most is when Venom is in the movie, but it's Topher Grace.
I have a theory of how I want to see this go down. I tweeted about it in my group today on Twitter.
All right.
Because in that scene, like I said, I think there's villains cut out, and they said that all of these people are people that die facing Spider-Man, but then we have characters in there that weren't, like Sandman wasn't killed, Lizard wasn't killed, but Venom could be in there. I want him to pop up and then immediately have Tom Hardy's Venom pop up behind him
and kill him,
like
grab him, eat him, and then that he gets the white spider on his chest from.
That's the post-credit scene. That's how Venom ties into this. Let that be. Let that be how it happens.
I said to Tom earlier, wouldn't you all shit if Matt Murdock is in it, but it's Ben Affleck?
God.
Nick Cage, Ghost Rider comes squealing in.
Blind guy McSqueezy. Hey, bro, somebody told me you needed a lawyer, bro.
Wait, Tom, do you know who is in talks to play Ghost Rider?
Norman Reedus. Yeah. Well, he can ride a motorcycle, so he clearly needs to be in Ghost Rider. God bless him.
But
awesome.
there have been talks about Tom Holland voicing his version of Spider-Man in the next Into the Spider-Verse movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
So I'm wondering if there will be, like, if we will get Spider-Man Noir voiced by Nick Cage and he just never takes his mask off, so we don't see Nick Cage as Spider-Man. And maybe kind of the same thing, like maybe Jack Johnson, he's a big enough star. He could be Peter B. Parker and just never take his mask off.
That'd be awesome.
I don't want to see these people's face. I just want their characters.
I'm hoping
I don't want that many. Spider-Ham
for John Mulaney. Yeah, Spider-Ham.
Spider-Ham.
Spider-Ham is in the movie.
But that would be the perfect opportunity to use the face swapping software.
So
you know what I mean?
I made a post earlier today, Tom. I sent it to you and I had to delete it because I did it in a rush and I realized it was riddled with spelling errors. So I'm going to redo it. I'm not joking. It was like, it looked like Charlie Day from Always Sunny made it. It was totally, so I read today, and I don't know if you guys have heard this. I read this for the first time today. Tom Holland was involved in rewriting the ending to No Way Home. And this was posted. I forget who posted it. I'm not doing this just to snub them. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it was a credible source. It was like an Emergency Awesome or a Nerdist. Like it was someone that it has cachet.
Right.
Tom Holland was involved in rewriting the ending because they weren't happy with it. And they changed Peter Parker's fate at the end of No Way Home with Tom Holland assisting in this. I think he mentions it in a GQ article. So I read it from someone else, but in an article in GQ that either is out or is about to come out, Tom Holland says this directly. Okay. So, and if I'm wrong about this, go fuck yourself. I don't care. But it seemed very credible when I read it. And I was like, wow, I'm surprised to hear that, especially with Kevin Feige and Tom Holland's past, with Tom Holland not being given scripts because shit out. Fucking trust him.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, he's grown as an actor and he's done more work and all that. So maybe they've just said, okay, he's responsible now. I can't tell if that makes me optimistic or pessimistic that they had to rewrite the ending, or if I'm happy that they did and Tom Holland had a lot of say in it.
I mean, it could be a bunch of things. I mean, everybody gets lucky every now and then. It could have just been something that popped up when he was maybe even trying to come up with like some alts when he was doing some scenes or some ad lib stuff. And maybe something popped into his head and he said, oh, wouldn't this be cool if we did this? And then he just floated it. And then it spawned another idea, which became the final idea. Who knows?
Do we think this is going to have a cliffhanger ending and we're not going to get a real ending until Multiverse of Madness?
I think so, to a degree. I think Spider-Man's dead again. Again, like in Endgame. And if there's a multiverse situation, I don't think that it's going to be Zendaya's not going to die. I think they're tired of the trope of killing the female character.
They're making
Ned's
it
dead.
look.
I think Ned's dead.
They're making it look like Zendaya is going to die to throw us off.
Yeah, I think Ned's dead. I think Ned's going to get maybe even replaced by a doppelganger situation, so we can get some Hobgoblin in the future. But
who's Zed?
Ned, his buddy, his friend with the Death Star that always put together.
Zed's dead.
Oh, Zed. Sorry,
it's not a bike.
I was out of the joke.
Shut up! I hate that stupid mongoloid voice.
I want blueberry pancakes. All right, sorry. No, I think you're right. I'm curious to see the Aunt May situation. I don't think we're going to see multiple Aunt Mays. I'm
always curious to see that.
I'd like to see
situation.
one Aunt May in particular.
The old one.
Yeah.
No.
Right? When she's
Tobey Maguire one.
Yeah. When she's saying the Our Father,
I want Marissa Tomei, but she's from the wrestler universe. And we get that striptease scene again.
Oh my God. I forgot about that. Hey, that's Mickey
Multiverse
Rourke.
is out of control.
Whiplash. We're bringing it all back in.
Yeah.
Man.
So, I mean, I almost feel like this is going to end like The Matrix 2, where we might walk out of the movie going, that isn't a fucking ending. No. This is a to be continued.
So
I don't think it'll be as bad as that.
So there's a bunch of things online that said he could do 3 more films, and then they're also going to do Disney Plus, a Disney Plus series with Tom Holland, and they're going to have a movie and then episodes on Disney Plus, and then a movie and then episodes and then another movie. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
But are you talking, when you're talking about the TV show, are you talking about freshman years? Because that's animated. So
no, an actual a live action Disney Plus thing with Tom Holland. Yeah, not the freshman year thing.
I don't think Sony will let that happen.
Why? Sony's not going to have
Disney
a fucking
Disney just needs to fucking buy Sony.
This movie comes out.
Tom, did you
Sony Pictures?
Yeah, Tom, what did you tell me today about the reshoots for Multiverse of Madness?
They're doing 6 weeks of reshoots.
And who was rumored to be there?
Hugh Jackman. And that's
Yeah, dude.
multiple sources are saying that right now.
If we
Yeah.
don't get a scene with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman in the future, I'll cut my toe off with a shovel.
Speaking
You
of
know
Ryan
that
Reynolds,
that's happening though. You know that's happening. That has to happen.
It fucking better. It
I think
better.
that's how this movie is going to end, is with Deadpool.
Well,
because-
Deadpool's got a hell of a relationship with Peter.
Yeah. Well, all of these movies so far have ended with someone saying, "What the fuck?"
right.
And I think this will end with Deadpool popping up and saying "What the fuck," and maybe
That'd be great.
actually not getting cut off and saying "What the fuck," because you can say "fuck" once in a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen.
True.
I've seen Get Shorty. Yeah,
Yeah. And I would absolutely take that. I would take that.
I mean, if
100%.
if anyone would thrive in madness of a multiverse, it would be Deadpool, right?
Yeah, I had
Oh.
this. I've talked about it on my show. I have a theory that the best way to introduce Deadpool into the MCU is to have him appear in a Spider-Man movie, and have him hearing himself, like he stops swearing because he's hearing himself be censored. But because he's crazy, they zoom out to Tom Holland's perspective, and he's like, "What the fuck is this? This is bullshit." And then he's like, "What is wrong with this guy?" And then they zoom back into Deadpool, and he's like, "Beep, beep, beep." And he's like, "I guess I'll just stop doing that."
That's pretty funny.
I'm on board for that. I would absolutely enjoy that. I would love to see. I know they're not going to bring the X-Men universe into this. I would love to see this Deadpool have to fight the other Deadpool that doesn't talk, and then the whole time, Wade's just saying like, "Why the fuck won't he say anything to me?"
That would
And he
be
doesn't-
great.
Yeah,
That would be great. I'd love to see him kill his Wolverine origin story. But I mean, but at the same time, too, though, I mean, Feige did say that New Mutants was a part of the MCU.
Right.
So I mean,
Ooh.
there's
but
something
if a tree
there.
falls in the forest,
Yeah, I know.
I am wondering if we'll get Fantastic Four maybe as a post-credit scene to this, because this director is his next project will be Fantastic Four after this.
yeah, John Watts is doing Fantastic Four. I'm guessing there's going to be two post-credit scenes, and I think one of them will be significant in terms of Multiverse of Madness, whether it's someone new showing up, whether it's Wanda. Like if Wanda's not in this, maybe she's a post-credit scene, like saying like, "I'm going to get involved," or the dark hold magic, whatever. But I think the second one could be something like that.
Maybe she's figured
Where-
out Strange is all fucked up.
Yeah, or like the post-credit scene is Doctor Strange trapped somewhere in Mephisto's chamber.
Yeah.
But I think the other one could be something like you're saying, where maybe we don't see Reed Richards, but maybe someone's phone rings, and when they pull the phone up, they look and it says "missed call, Reed Richards," and that's the post-credit scene.
Yeah, I take that.
It's a cliffhanger.
Like I
Yeah.
could see something like that, like whoever it is, something where it just alludes to Fantastic Four is coming.
Well, after the
only other
Eternals,
thing
it
I can
has to
think
be
of is-
soon.
Well, the only other thing I would love to see, if it wasn't Fantastic Four, I'd love to see some scene where someone, for some reason, is like running through the woods, and we see a tree with Wolverine's fucking claw marks on it, and that's the end of that's the post-credit scene. I would absolutely buy that too.
So what's going on in space? Isn't
Cox in space.
Dicks in space? Isn't Samuel L. Jackson in space? with the
Yeah, he
skulls?
was.
Secret Wars.
Yeah, what's
Yeah,
going on up
that's-
there? I mean,
That'll
does
be in
any-
Secret Invasion.
Is no one paying attention to like
Yeah,
all
Secret
the shit that's
Invasion, thank
happening
you.
on Earth? Like, what's going on?
The Skrulls are there paying attention for him, supposedly, but I don't know.
I
I
mean-
didn't see the Disney Plus stuff on Secret Invasion.
They were a big part of Spider-Man Far From Home. We just didn't know it till the very end, but they were.
Hmm.
It wasn't
True.
actually Maria Hill and Nick Fury.
Which track for him? Which track for Fury?
I've got fucking Mephisto on the brain. I can't stop saying it.
I so hate Mephisto.
So do
think
I.
you it to
I'm
me
not
on
saying.
purpose.
No, I really don't. Why get Mysterio? Is Mysterio in this?
People keep saying yes, and I
I don't think he is.
I think maybe he.
I don't know the
will pop in-
bromance between him and Tom.
Yeah,
I
he-
know, but I don't know. I
think maybe just because he's been killed around a Spider-Man,
mean that's true though. Fuck.
but other than
They've
that,
only
like,
got 2 hours and 38 minutes. I know that sounds like a long time, but
yeah.
when you talk about all the story they have to get to here, Like, I feel like that's not enough time.
I'd much rather see the Vulture than Mysterio.
I'd like
Yeah.
to see Vulture. I'd like to see Craven. I'd like to see a badass version of Rhino, not the Paul Giamatti version. A badass version of it.
Yeah, one that drinks Pinot.
Can we get a real cool version of Carnage that doesn't suck?
No,
No.
Yeah, not anymore.
not as long as you keep letting Sony do it. No.
I hated that fucking movie so much.
That was the worst bullshit. I honestly, both Venom movies are trash. I
The
don't
first
care.
one, though, the first one looks like the fucking Mona Lisa compared to the second one.
Well, yeah.
Woody Harrelson, who I love in True Detective, should quit acting. That was so fucking bad. So fucking bad. That whole did you notice when Tom Hardy accidentally slipped into Bane voice?
He slips into
No.
Bane voice quite a bit.
There's a couple times, but there's one in particular. The woman that was getting mugged and the guy was taking her purse.
Oh yeah.
He like jumps off the roof to go down. And afterwards, she's like yelling at him or whatever. And he's having that internal struggle, and it's Eddie and Venom talking to each other. And Eddie says something, and Venom responds, and he goes, "She didn't want to help." But it's like that. It doesn't even sound like Venom. It is 100% like, where's Christopher Nolan? Like Bane's back.
I just tried to block out that movie in general.
You
so-
only
I never
adopted the
have.
chocolate bars. I was born with them.
That movie was so fucking.
Strawberries.
That movie was so fucking bad. I hated that fucking movie so much.
I thought it was on par with the first one, which I thought they were just fine. I wanted them to be amazing, but they didn't look amazing to begin with.
Carnage is supposed to be so fucking cool.
Yeah, they really ruined
And
that.
by the way, he got the symbiote by biting Eddie's hand. Like,
yeah.
come on. Like, this is as bad as Martha. Come on, Sony. Don't do this. But all right. So I mean, we got couple what, almost 5 weeks from
December,
5 weeks from
right?
tomorrow. 5 weeks from tomorrow. No way home.
Yeah.
I think.
Jesus.
Yeah.
5 weeks from tomorrow. I told Tom to have Ghostbusters Afterlife and No Way Home within 2 months. I haven't had two movies like that in 4 or 5 years.
And
I mean,
then
this is
they're sneaking in the Hawkeye series.
Hawkeye series. Eternals just came out. There's something else coming out in January. Is it when's Morbius? Oh, the Batman's March. That's what I'm thinking of. The Batman's in March, which that looks awesome.
That does look good.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
What did they? When did they delay Top Gun to, Tom? Is that like next summer now? Maverick. They delayed it like a long time. They did what Ghostbusters did. So Ghostbusters was kind of kicking the can down the road at first. They're like, all right, we're going to do it in 2 months. Nope, in 4 months. And they're like, fuck it. 16 months from now, we're coming out with the movie. And I just died on the inside.
Yeah.
It says May 27th, 2022.
Okay.
Jesus.
And then so next year we get,
So he's gonna open the summer box office.
well, no, Multiverse of Madness comes out earlier in May.
yeah,
And then
A hell of a lot more
that-
people are going
that'll
to
be
see that
theirs.
movie.
that'll be
Thor,
theirs.
Thor Love and Thunder is July 8th. That's the one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
That's going to be crazy. I'm
I
looking
can't
forward to
fucking
that.
wait.
Yeah.
So I stole the show and did all the talking as I tend to do.
Hats. There we go. That's better.
It's a good look. Your
Like-
family changed their name to Latrine?
What was it before?
Used to be Shithouse.
It's a good change.
It's a good change. So Josh, I know you're looking. I'm assuming we're all seeing this like the day it comes out. It's No Way Home.
Oh yeah.
So we got to get some feedback from everybody when it comes out. So I guess I don't know if this is the right way to do it, but finish this sentence. That movie will be a disappointment if
I guess if no other Spider-Man show up,
I think
because it's what everyone is expecting.
there's no chance that happens.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's a chance at all that doesn't happen.
I'll give you a 5% chance that Andrew Garfield's not in it. 5, but there's no fucking way that there's no other Spider-Man.
It seems to be one of those things too, though, where it's like, and it was the same thing with the end of Eternals, is in the beginning of the MCU, it was like, yeah, it's a little believable. Nobody else showed up. But now the fucking sky's ripping open and dimensions are clashing together. It's like, where the fuck are the Avengers? Like,
Yeah.
you got something more important to be doing?
I kept saying that during Iron Man 3. I was like, where's everyone else?
Ugh. I kept saying, get me out of here. I fucking hated that movie.
I knew I liked this guy. I
It's
knew I
the
liked this
worst
guy.
movie.
It's it's the least favorite MCU movie for me.
Yeah. It's the only one I've never rewatched, and I don't ever plan to, really.
I've seen bits and pieces of it. Like if it's on HBO, I'll put it on, but I don't finish watching it.
No.
Phil, what about you? What you don't have to finish the sentence. What would it take to make this movie a disappointment?
To be a disappointment is just adding too many characters.
That's a fear.
That to me is a fear. I mean, I go back to the Batman movies, and they kept on adding a bad guy and adding a bad guy and adding a bad guy and adding a bad guy. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, so many characters, too many storylines. I couldn't care enough to really be then invested in the movie because there's just too many people to keep track of. So in my mind, keep it to the big three. If you introduce somebody, it's kind of like in a passing moment in my mind. I wouldn't mind seeing Emma Stone come back and play Spider-Gwen. I would not mind seeing Miles Morales get introduced. Miles is so fucking overdue, and probably would be the best premise to have a Tom Holland show, things of that nature on Disney Plus, more movies coming, is to ushering in that next generation kind of character that could still continue to take that forward. To me, I think that those would be what I would want to see, but I don't want to get into more spiders than the big three. Just my opinion.
What if Spider-Man freshman year is actually Miles Morales and they're throwing us a fucking curveball and they're just not telling us?
I would love that.
Yeah,
I'd love that.
That'd be great. We're gonna get Miles Morales sooner than later, and that might even be what the deal is between Sony and Marvel, where Sony says, "Okay, you can do Spider-Man, but you can't fucking do Peter Parker," and they go, "No problem. Like, we can do that."
Yeah,
just like what they're doing with She-Hulk.
Yeah, Jennifer Walters.
Yeah. Okay, World War Hulk.
I got to tell you, the trailer for She-Hulk doesn't exactly get the juices flowing for me.
No. But her as an actress though, I'm all in on this show.
I just want more Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock, and if it has to be in She-Hulk, that's fine by me.
Yeah. I think what will disappoint me the most is, because we are guaranteed pretty much to get Spider-Man, is if that they only show up for like the last fight scene, like where they're all on the Statue of Liberty or whatever. If they just swing in out of nowhere to save the day, and it's like, don't worry, we're here to beat up our own bad guys.
That's
like
the third act of Ghostbusters.
I was just gonna say it's Ghostbusters Afterlife. That's the same thing for me. I don't need Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray to be in the entire movie, or even Ernie Hudson, who Phil hates. I don't need them to be in the entire movie. I just need them to be in a decent amount of it. They can't just show up at the end with proton packs, shoot Gozer, and then the movie's over, roll credits.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue with anyone, the biggest issue with this movie when it comes to all three Spider-Men being on the screen is people comparing it to Into the Spider-Verse, because that movie did that so well that I think people are expecting an entire movie of all three of them together, like working as a team, and I don't think that's what we're gonna get.
I know they would never do it, but wouldn't this have been better as a 10-part Disney Plus series with 10 1-hour episodes?
Yeah,
wouldn't it have been?
100%.
Wouldn't it have been? I mean, wouldn't it have been so
$1
much
million
easier?
Episodes?
X-Men needs to come out as a
100
Disney. X-Men needs to come out as a Disney Plus series. They can make X-Men
Yeah.
movies. I told Tom I think every new character should get a 1-season series to introduce them, then their first movie.
True.
Don't introduce them now. If you want to introduce them as part of a movie, that's fine. But don't come out with Thor 1.
Yeah,
have a
100%.
have a Thor series. You can get so much more in depth, so much more backstories. And if it's a 1-hour episode once a week, it's okay if there's some fluff and filler in there. But if it's a fucking movie, you got no time for that bullshit, and I'm going to get aggravated. Like this movie, similar to Ghostbusters, I look at the runtime and I go,
Lot's got to happen.
I'm going to be looking at the clock. If we don't see multiple Spider-Men by half an hour in, I'm going to be going, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
There's only 2 hours left. How the fuck are they going to tie this up? I don't think they're going to tie a ribbon on this. I think the ribbon gets tied next May in Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, I would. Yeah, I can see that.
Hopefully.
I could see that. I don't want that necessarily. I do want some resolution to this movie. I want something to walk out and be like, that was amazing. I don't want another Infinity War where I walk out, fuck, everybody's dead. You know, just like I just remember my daughter, and she was in there and she watched Tom like disappear, and she's like, what? You know, it's just like, really? And
I think I was the only person happy that walked out of that theater when I saw that movie.
Oh,
I wasn't
home, like,
freaking out like everybody else was, because I'm like, there's another one coming next year.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's.
I know, but
I
I like leaving a movie with a feeling of like, I know, not I know, but I just felt like I had a great time at it there. And when I leave the movie, if it is an ending where it's just totally open, I'm just like, this could be
You
a
like
long
closure.
year.
Yeah. You like closure.
I don't have patience, man. I'm a binger. The show comes out, I'm up all night until it's over.
That's
Came out at 4 a.m. I woke up early.
So I can't watch Empire Strikes Back and see Han Solo go into carbonite and then not watch Return of the Jedi and see him get out.
Caligula.
Because in my mind, he's still in carbonite. That's totally fucked up. I'm too old to be doing this shit now. And even if I see it on TV, I will then
You're too old for this shit, Riggs.
I will then flip on Disney Plus, and then I will go to the scene and I will see him get out of carbonite. Because in my mind, everything's okay. And then never see him get stabbed by his son.
I don't want to get into The Last Jedi. Josh hates The Last Jedi as much as I do, which is as much as you can possibly hate it.
Yeah. What a piece of shit.
You thought Kingdom of the Crystal Skull sucked? Watch what we got next. Here comes The Last Jedi.
Hold my beer.
Tom, your expectations. I know we got to wrap this up, but your expectations for Indiana Jones 5?
Oh my God. There will definitely be a in memoriam title card on that movie.
Alec
I heard they're
Baldwin was
making
on
Lethal
set.
Weapon. I heard they're making another Lethal Weapon.
Mel Gibson's directing
gonna direct it
with Richard Donner's blessing.
Holy Jesus.
Yep.
I'm so excited. I fucking love Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Me
I
too.
did. And then Mel Gibson kept acting, and I
didn't
stopped.
say I want to invite him over for Hanukkah. I just said I just love Lethal Weapon. I fucking love Lethal Weapon. Tom and I were talking on the phone yesterday, and we were doing bullshit from the scene with Uncle Benny when they all take the laughing gas. Your baby's having my baby, and your baby, baby. The best Lethal Weapon stuff is when they do the Lethal Weapon remakes on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, but all right. So we've talked about Spider-Man. We're gonna air this episode about a week or so before it comes out. Definitely want to get everyone back on after it comes out, even if we don't do a full episode. Just were you satisfied? Were you happy? What'd you get out of it? Obviously, in the meantime, I think between Ghostbusters and Spider-Man, there's nothing big coming out, right? I don't think so.
Something else is coming out around this time of Spider-Man, but I can't think of what it is, and it definitely is going to get buried.
Poor movie, whatever poor movie that is.
Yeah.
Well, that's poor planning right there. That's you need to have a press release like tomorrow that we're going to delay to January 20th or something like that. There was a couple times where Marvel and DC were going head to head. Where they announced
DC moved off all the dates. Yes.
Yeah, Civil War and Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
Smart fucking move.
And I just
fucking
love how everyone's like, Captain America 3. That can't hold a torch to Batman versus Superman.
Hey guys, 4th of July, we got that thing that we forgot about, so we're not gonna forget. It's fine. No, we'll do it next week. We'll do it in a couple weeks.
as someone that shits all over DC, the smartest decision they could make in that situation is run to a month later. Like, get the fuck out. They want so badly to be the MCU, and it's never going to happen with the shortcuts they've taken.
DC is the Amity Island of motion picture companies. They just want summer dollars. That's all they fucking care about. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what makes a lot of money? Good fucking movies.
Right.
They just need to let their animated department make their live action movies because their animated movies are fucking awesome.
which is insane because those people, it seems they never fucking talk or interact with each other, and everyone looks down on the animated people when in fact they have a bigger fan base. And I mean, well, look what they did with Spider-Man. You guys brought this up a bunch of times. Into the Spider-Verse won fucking Oscars, for fuck's sake.
And it was awesome.
Clearly,
And Sony did it. And Sony
Yes.
did it. It was Sony.
They finally didn't fuck one up. It was crazy.
so which
Turns
is
out we
which is
can't
crazy.
direct. We can't direct or act, but we can draw.
If you look at the fucking cartoon, you can say this is just our previs for the fucking movie. So if we do
Yes.
this and then just shoot it with fucking real people, then we'll have real fucking movies. I don't get it. The disconnect between the creative and the people who manage the companies is vast. So
Yeah, obviously. I don't know. Let them get bought out by somebody that cares.
it'll happen.
Like Disney.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Disney.
How about Amazon? What if Bezos buys?
I think Amazon makes the most sense
I do too.
personally.
Hey,
Yeah.
Listen, I don't want Disney to buy Marvel, or sorry, Disney to buy DC, and here's why. I want a rivalry, but I want someone that's actually going to make it a fight to take over
Yeah.
DC, because
Yeah.
my first comic experience was Batman.
Mhm.
So I've become a Marvel guy, but that's because they made me. They were so fucking good. Their movies were so good. It's not because I all of a sudden went back to when I was 10 years old and reread all the comics. No. If they come out with 10 good DC movies in the next 5 years, I will no longer say I'm a Marvel guy. I will say I'm a comic book movie guy.
Right.
But
Mhm.
all of the stuff I like from DC is not recent. I would love for Jeff Bezos to get involved and have Amazon buy it and say, they've got Disney Plus, we've got Amazon Prime. They've got this, we've got this. Okay, from now on, we're not going to get Zack Snyder to make fucking movies. We're going to get Christopher Nolan-esque. You know, Matt Reeves looks like he did a good job. I need to see it before I totally co-sign on it. But, you know,
Don't give him 100 movies either, though. You know, not like the whole
Right.
Snyder shit. Like, okay, you did one, you get 1,000. Sorry.
he's the fucking worst.
That's the thing though. Like there's never any, there's no reason why we should be living in a world where there's more Brett Ratner films. Do you know what I mean? Like if it's hard enough to get the opportunity to make a film, if it's in its business, which blows my fucking mind. If you make a shitty one and lose money, you don't get to do the next one.
What
That's how
what did-
life works.
What did Dan Aykroyd say about Paul Feig?
He is not invited back to the Sony lot.
Making it economically not feasible to do another one. So it's too bad. I the director, he spent too much on it, and he didn't shoot scenes we suggested to him. Several scenes that were going to be needed, and he said, no, we don't need them. And then we tested the movie, and they needed them, and he had to go back and about 30 to 40 million in reshoots. So yeah. Wow. So he will not be back on the Sony line anytime soon.
They told him to do things a certain way. He told them no. And then the movie fucking tanked. So
Yeah.
do it your way, lose us all fucking money. You're not coming back. It's that simple, right?
I mean, I obviously, like, it's an exaggeration, but like I think about, like, if Bezos and Amazon did buy it, Warner Brothers, because who the fuck was rumored to be looking into buying them? Wasn't like, it was something like the not Travel Channel,
Discovery. something like
Discovery
that.
Channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I don't want that. I want Amazon to buy it.
Yeah.
And I want
Amazon
them
needs it.
I want them to pull off like Entourage type shit where James Cameron's directing Aquaman.
Or
Like-
boys, like the boys. Turn DC a little bit more boysish. You know, everybody in DC wants to be darker. Let them get darker. You know, they can do it like
Make
they
it
are with
darker.
Image.
Which
Make
because-
it darker.
Phil,
Amazon needs it though. Amazon needs DC just as much as DC needs Amazon. That's
So
where it
Tom-
would be a good relationship.
Tom told me that he read that when the deal is finalized, Marvel is going to buy Sony, but they're buying it for the express purpose of making an adult content on Disney Plus. Like, no longer gearing it towards like PG-13 stuff. They want to purchase Sony and turn that essentially into their adult version on Disney
Yeah,
Plus.
just like they did that with Fox as well.
right.
But you're exactly right though. I mean, can you imagine if they brought DC into there? And I understand they're not going to do it with every character, But there's some characters that, like, if they did Suicide Squad, but it was actually like good, so like the R-rated part of it, being able to swear and all that stuff, that's good and fine.
I'm fucking telling you, it's PG.
You got to do more than just say fuck to be good, though.
Yeah, well, one look at you. It's clear she's in a better place now, you fucking asshole.
I'd love to see an R-rated Batman movie. I'd absolutely.
How are we not watching a situational Batman show every fucking week? It's how
I do.
Actually, that's what I'm tired about with DC though. DC only does the big three. It's either Batman, it's Superman, it's Wonder Woman. Fuck that. DC's got a slew of better, more well-rounded characters than Marvel almost every single day of the week, and we don't know any of their names. We don't know anything about them. And when they take the time to try and do it, like which is what they would do with Shazam, just like what they did with Shazam, just take the time to give a fun intro and let these things come out into the world. They can do so much better and still have no Batman, no Superman, no Wonder Woman. And those movies can be fine. I think they need to focus outside of those three. And I think Amazon could do it because they could have multiple shows going at the same time.
Marvel made Loki a massive fucking hit. I mean, Loki is what, the 50th?
They got people to like Ant-Man.
Ant-Man's fucking awesome. Paul runs the balls.
I know, and they make a lot of fucking money. Like,
yep. I mean, every character. I'm very excited to see Moon Knight, and I'm cautious, but I'm optimistic.
Well, that's because Oscar's also awesome.
Yeah.
He just looks dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
again,
teaser they
another
put up for
high
that.
caliber guy to attract to something like that.
They can get anyone they want. Anyone. When people were talking about like who should play Wolverine, it's whoever the fuck they want to play Wolverine.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's whoever the fuck they want.
They're making someone in a lab right now is what's happening.
Yeah, it's a cross between Chris Hemsworth, Zac Efron, and Hugh Jackman. It's a hybrid.
I'm sorry, and where do I put my jizz? Oh, right here. Oh, that's fine.
Just make him short again. Just make Wolverine short again.
That's right. The way he was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Just keep him short.
Short, furry, and crazy.
Yeah,
Like
crazy.
Like my wife likes him.
Josh has my favorite line ever from our podcast. Do you know that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Slamming 5'2" Puerto Rican ass. We were talking about Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck.
Fucking J-Lo.
Yeah. Someone brought up J-Lo, and every time I hear it in the
That's his
background.
superpower.
Yeah. Someone said, "What's his superpower?" And he said, "Slamming 5'2" Puerto Rican ass." But the way he said it.
It's a skill.
We had only met him for about 20 minutes too. That was pretty
Yeah.
funny.
Yep.
Good times.
Fuck me.
Well, it's probably a good place to leave it there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we always end on J-Lo's ass. Yep.
Just
Who
like
wouldn't?
Ben Affleck.
Just like Ben.
Seriously, bro.
Sorry, A-Rod.
Oh boy. Well, that was great, guys. I appreciate you guys jumping on and talking to us. So yeah, we shall wait and see what happens with Spider-Man over the next couple of weeks. I'm sure there's going to be
I don't think we're going to get a lot more teaser trailers or footage. I think
I think people are going to get what they get, and they're going to walk out and they're going to be stunned. They're going to be stunned when they see it, and which would be amazing because that's going to start a firestorm of coverage.
the fire rises
on the opening.
Well, bring movies back to the theaters again too, and bring people back to those situations. This could be a very pivotal moment for cinema.
We all need this to be a win. We really do. We'll put something up tomorrow too after we see it. We'll let you guys know what we think of Ghostbusters. Obviously, we're doing all Spider-Man stuff here, but I'm gonna have a hard time sleeping tonight with how excited I am to see Afterlife tomorrow.
I'm sure you'll be disappointed either way.
Yeah.
I'll be like Jon Snow.
I can't wait to be next to you while we experience this disappointment together.
I'm going to be sitting there in horror. He's going to be laughing because he's just more of an adult.
Did we mention we're going dressed as Ghostbusters tomorrow to see this fucking thing?
Oh hell yes!
Now, but believe it or not, that is not my first option to go. This is my first time going to anything dressed like this in public. And
you're going dressed as the Lady Ghostbusters, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I'm Leslie Jones.
Fuck. So I have thought about this quite a bit. I'm like, if we walk out of that theater dressed as fucking Ghostbusters and this thing is a piece of shit, I might ditch my uniform in the fucking trash can before we leave.
It's like Spider-Man.
I'll leave for
Ghostbusters
exactly.
no more.
Oh, God. It's going to be good. It's going to be really fucking good.
Yep. So we shall see. All right, gentlemen, sleep fast. We shall see you again. Thank you for coming on. This has been the Too Critical Podcast with our special guest, Josh from Four Nerds, Brian Nerds, and Phil Taylor, the one true Nerd King, all the way from sunny Carbondale, California. Thank you so much. If you like us, tell your friends. If your friends like us, get some new fucking friends. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye.
See you, boys.
Peace. We sincerely hope you enjoyed the program. Please check us out where all podcasts are sold and check out our YouTube channel as well. Thank you for listening and thank you for your support. If you don't like the show, go fuck yourself.
Ra-da-da-da-doo.